Before we enter this story of love, loyalty, betrayal, and the quiet strength of a Lagos woman, please subscribe, like this video, and turn on your notification bell. Stories like this are not just entertainment, they are lessons wrapped in drama. Trust me, you'll want to stay till the very end. Now sit back, relax, and let me take you into quietest. In quietest, where estates were luxury like perfume, and generators sang louder than church chores on Sunday mornings, stood a house that made passersby slow down, not because of traffic, but because envy needed time to breathe. That house belonged to Chidi and Amara Okonkwo. From the outside, their life looked flawless. Four-bedroom duplex. Italian tiles so shiny they reflected your regrets. A swimming pool that was more for Instagram than swimming. 2 luxury cars parked neatly, always washed, always admired. The kind of home Lagos aunties pointed at and said, "God when?" Chidi Okonkwo was the kind of man Lagos women whispered about. Tall. Broad-shouldered. Beard always lined like a barber feared God. Skin smooth, dark, expensive-looking, the type people described as correct chocolate. And his money. His money talked quietly but moved loudly. He owned a logistics company that moved goods across Nigeria. A popular Thai restaurant where politicians ate jollof rice with women they didn't introduce. A car dealership in Ikeja that sold luxury cars like pure water. Chidi was successful. Respected. Desired. And Amara? Amara was his wife. Not loud. Not dramatic. Not the type that fought battles in public or argued on WhatsApp status. Amara was home. The dangerous kind of calm. She was dark-skinned and beautiful in a way that didn't beg for attention. Her skin glowed like it had never offended soap. Her body carried softness and strength in equal measure. Her natural hair was always neat, sometimes braided, sometimes wrapped in regal head teas that made her look like royalty without a crown. She was a fashion designer, one of the best in Lagos. Her brand, Amara's Touch, was known for wedding dresses that made brides cry before saying I do. Women traveled from different states just to wear her designs. But what made Amara special wasn't her beauty. It was her loyalty. Because what the neighbors didn't know. What Instagram didn't show. What admiration hid. Was that Chidi had not always been successful. 5 years earlier, he was broke. Not low on cash, broke. Not waiting for salary, broke. I'm talking cerular on-room apartment broke. Sailing leaking like government promises. Landlord knocking like police. Eating beans morning, afternoon, and night. Dreams bigger than his bank account. And during those years, when friends disappeared and hope looked tired, Amara stayed. She sold her jewelry to support his first business. She cooked with the last nit, tunya, and claimed she was fasting. She wore the same clothes for years so he could register companies. She believed in him when belief felt foolish. They built their life together. Now they had 2 children. Chisum, 20 years old, sharp-tongued and observant. Tubena, 9 years old, convinced he was Spider-Man. Life was sweet. Too sweet. And in Lagos, when life becomes too sweet, danger is usually loading. Her name was Ngozi Emeka. But she preferred Geji. Geji was Chidi's best friend. They met in university. Business administration. Unilag. According to Chidi, she was his day one, his gist partner, his ride or die before Amara ever existed. And Geji made sure nobody forgot it. She was light-skinned, not natural light, but chemically determined. The kind of light skin that didn't match her knuckles. Always wearing tight clothes, heavy perfume, long nails, and hair from different countries every month. Everything about Geji screamed, "Look at me. Notice me. Choose me." The problem wasn't her looks. The problem was her audacity. She entered Amara's house like she owned shares. Called Chidi baby boy. Touched him unnecessarily. Commented on Amara's cooking, body, and marriage. And worst of all, Chedi defended her. Every single time. Babe, you're overthinking. That's just how Gigi is. She doesn't mean anything. And Amara watched. Quietly. Because Amara didn't fight with noise. She fought with timing. If you've ever wondered how marriages don't break suddenly but crack slowly, then listen carefully. Because after Gigi entered the Okonkwo household, peace quietly packed its bags. At first, it was small things. Gigi started calling Chedi early in the morning. Good morning, baby boy. Hope you slept well. Then late at night. Are you home? Legos is dangerous oh. Sometimes midnight. Sometimes n.m. And Chedi? He answered. Not because he meant harm. But because familiarity is dangerous when boundaries are missing. Then came the messages. Pictures in towels. Pictures in pajamas. Beach throwbacks with captions like, we were happy then. Amara didn't snoop. She didn't need to. Chedi's phone buzzed like it had anxiety. And when Amara spoke. You're overthinking. You're insecure. She's just friendly. Those words hurt more than Gigi's actions. Because when a husband dismisses his wife's intuition, he unknowingly gives another woman permission. The breaking point came on a Sunday. A holy day. A family day. Amara cooked like a woman who loved her home. Jollof rice rich with flavor, chicken fried to perfection, pepper soup that healed sicknesses you didn't know you had. They were about to eat when the doorbell rang. Chedi opened the door. And there was Gigi. Tight yellow dress. Heavy perfume. Confidence without shame. I was in the area, she said, walking in without invitation. She sat in the child's chair. Corrected Amara's cooking. Compared herself openly. Reminded Chedi of their special memories. And Chedi laughed. That laughter did something to Amara. Not anger. Not tears. Something shifted. That night, Amara realized a truth Lagos women know too well. A man who refuses to see will only learn when reality embarrasses him. So she stopped talking. And started planning. She changed quietly. Gym hair. Style. Confidence. Not to compete. But to remember herself. And when Gigi tried to walk into the house uninvited again, Amara said no. Cold. Calm. Firm. That alone shook Gigi. But the real earthquake was coming. With the help of her lawyer friend Ifoma, Amara gathered evidence. Screenshots. Messages. Pictures. Timestamps. Not for drama. For clarity. Then she invited Gigi to lunch. Gigi came smiling, thinking she had won. What she didn't know was that quiet women don't invite you to eat unless the table is about to turn. Amara spoke calmly. Listed every disrespect. Every crossed line. Every manipulation. No shouting. No insults. Just truth. And truth is terrifying when you're guilty. When Gigi tried to play victim, Ifoma stepped in. A lawyer. A witness. A reminder. Gigi ran to Chedi crying. But this time, Chedi listened. Amara showed him everything. And in that moment, Chedi saw what he had almost destroyed. Not because Gigi was evil. But because he had been careless. Together, husband and wife confronted Gigi. And the truth finally escaped her mouth. I loved him first. That confession ended everything. Chedi chose his marriage. His wife. His family. Gigi left. Defeated. Exposed. Finished. Peace returned to the Okonkwo home. Not because Amara shouted. Not because she fought dirty. But because she fought smart. Years later, Amara's business expanded. Chedi grew wiser. Their children grew up watching respect in action. And Gigi? Life taught her the lessons Amara didn't have to. This story teaches us something powerful. Not every best friend deserves access. Silence is not weakness. Boundaries save marriages. A woman who knows her worth is dangerous to disrespect. And a man who listens late must work harder to rebuild. So if this story touched you, if it taught you, if it reminded you of something personal, like, share, subscribe, and comment.